We are making some candy, chocolate caramel candy. I'm actually making these to decorate a cheesecake with, but you could make these for any holiday to decorate with, or just put in maybe little mini cupcake or candy containers and put in a box and give out. So I bought this one at Michael's. It was on sale, of course. And so the first thing we're going to do is, I have about half a bag of chocolate chips, and I'm choosing to use the Chip-Its. It's the Mini Kisses. It's got a nice milk chocolate flavor. And I've got a tablespoon of Crisco in there because I don't want this to be too thick. I want to be able to put it in here and swirl it around. When you're doing this, always make sure your bowl is completely dry and your container is, because when water mixes with chocolate, it will seize and it's not going to be good. So I'm just going to put this in the microwave at 30-second intervals and keep stirring, and then putting it back in until everything is completely melted. So we'll see you back in a minute. Okay, so our chocolate is nice and smooth, as you can see. All the lumps and everything are taken out of it. Just gonna get most of that chocolate off. And you can pour some in. I'm just putting it in and making sure that all the sides are covered. So you can go in, give it a rough coat, and it's going to start and solidify in there, and then go back and fill up. You can also pour it in and smush it around, but trying to get a little bit of a base coat all the way around. Now, you don't want this to be a paper thin coat. You want a decent size coat of chocolate on it. And sometimes, if you find it's not sticking, you just get a base coat on it like this. I just totally forgot about that one. I don't know how I missed that one. Now I am going to pop this in the freezer just for about 5 minutes. The chocolate is really thin, kind of in a lot of these spots. And what happens is this is going to solidify it where it is. I'm going to make sure though that all of them have some up the sides. And then I'm going to come back in, I'm going to put another coat on it, but because this is going to be cold, the chocolate is going to solidify on it a lot quicker. So we're going to pop this in, and we'll see you in a few minutes. So we pop these in for just a few minutes. As you can see, there's some areas where you can still see the orange through, so we're just going to quickly go back over there, make sure there's a good coat. Kind of like when you decorate a cake and you put that first layer on and then you put it in the fridge, the base layer. So I'm just going to go over this quickly, make sure everything is well covered. And it's sticking better to the sides and the bottom because the chocolate in here is a little bit cold from the freezer, so it's solidifying a little faster. Obviously it's getting really messy on the outside. That's okay though. It's a great activity with kids because nothing is super hot. They're not going to burn themselves or anything, and you don't have to be perfect. Just going back over. Hard to see because I'm only kind of seeing one angle because the camera is on, but I'm just going to double check these before I pop them back in the freezer. And we're just going to let these get hard in the freezer, probably 5-10 minutes, as long as you're sure they've got a coat on it everywhere. And we'll see you back when it comes back out. Okay, so in here we have my homemade caramel sauce. As you can see, it's really, really thick. This is what it's like, kind of room temperature. It's a spreadable caramel sauce. It's not like this ice cream sundae topping. And I find it easier if you can use a spoon for this if you don't have these bags. I just find it easier to use them. And so all we're going to do is we're going to squeeze some in. I'm going to have to clean that out a bit. Use the back of my spoon. And you don't want to fill it up to the top. You're just going to put a bit of filling in it. And this is going to... Dang, got some all over my tablecloth. You want this to, because it's so thick, you just want to give it time to settle down. And you can take the back of a spoon and make sure it's against the sides and everything. And any ones you can just put a little drop in. And I am just going to be back. I'm just going to clean this up a bit, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, now this caramel sauce, when it gets near something cold, you can see it firms right up. You don't want them at the very top. They should be more like this. This one is acceptable. And we are going to melt some chocolate, and we're going to pour this on top to seal it. So we'll see you back in a minute. Okay, so I have melted more chocolate. I am just going to put just a little hole in this. And you're going to fill them up. Okay, hang on for 1 second. Okay, I've got a small cake decorating tool, but you can use the back of the knife, a knife or whatever, and you are just going to go along and you're just going to get rid of the excess. And then if you see a part like right here, you can always fill that part in like that. You can clean up around them if you want, but I find afterwards this just comes off anyway. And these go in the fridge until they're completely solid. I'd leave them in at least about an hour, hour and a half in the fridge before you try and attempt to get them out of the mold. And so we'll see you later on. So the pumpkins are done. As you can see, they're absolutely adorable. Okay, so we left one in here, and all you have to do with the silicone molds is push it out. And if you see like little bits around here that you don't like, you can just take a knife and cut around them if you want. And we're going to open one up to show you what it looks like. And as you can see, it's chocolate with thick, rich caramel in it, and they are absolutely delicious. So you can do these for any event, Valentine's Day with heart molds, Christmas, and make your own chocolates and give them away as a gift. They are great for decorating cakes, cheesecakes, things like that. If you're putting out a cookie platter, you can put a few of these around. You can make boxes of chocolates to give away, teachers' gifts, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just going to clean these up and put these away. We'll be doing another video of how I decorate my actual cheesecake. I'll put a link below to the recipe for the caramel. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, put that notification on, put a comment below if you have any questions or if you've tried making these. And check out our playlist. We have a recipes playlist so you can see all of the recipes we've posted before. And we're going to try and post a recipe every Friday or so. And we'll try and fit at least one recipe in a week. So thank you very much. Happy eating. And remember, always be proud of yourself.